To buy or not to buy? That is an excellent question. I want to begin with a scenario. You're in the market to buy a new vehicle, but you're not exactly sure what you want. You know you want something that's economical and it's going to get good gas mileage, but you also want something that's a little bit sporty. And maybe, just maybe, you want something that'll give you a little bit of performance. Well, I have the car for you. According to goodcarbadcar.net, over 2 million of these vehicles have been sold in the US alone since 2004. Now, I personally drive a Ford Escape. And I'm looking to buy a new vehicle. So I have researched this specific vehicle quite a bit, and I've talked to people who do own one. It's the Ford Focus. But since there's so many vehicles to choose from, I want to go into 3 details of why I believe the Ford Focus is an excellent choice and that it should be on the top of your list when you're looking to buy a compact car. First of all, what is the first thing you see when you look at a vehicle? It's its forward appearance, both inside and out. What's awesome about the Ford Focus is that both the inside and the outside are very personable. There are multiple color options to choose from on the outside and multiple package options to choose from on the inside. Unlike some of its competition, the cost between the hatchback and the sedan is very little. Therefore, you can choose what better fits your personality and style. It's easier to make a decision on what package you like because you have a price range that you're going to try to stay in. And what's awesome about the Ford Focus is that it's not just a difference between cheap versus luxury. You actually have more options that you could choose to get what you want and also save where you think is less important. Second most important thing to look at when you're purchasing a vehicle would happen to be the performance of the vehicle. Now, what's the first thing you think about when you think of performance? Well, for me, it's gas mileage. When I approach a vehicle, I want to think about what gas mileage I'm going to get, because it's really not going to be worth anything to me if I'm going to get less than 20 miles a gallon. Fortunately, since the year they were released in 2000, they have been getting 22 miles a gallon average or better since that time. Now, you'll get the all-time low of 22 miles a gallon with 2018's Focus RS, which has a 2.3-liter engine and a turbocharger with manual transmission. Now, this thing tears it up, but it also gives you the lowest gas mileage. There's also an economic version of this vehicle, and that is the 1.0-liter engine with manual transmission, and it gets you an average of 34 miles a gallon. That's just average. It probably gets up to like 40 on the interstate. This is great, since a lot of the competition doesn't give you this kind of variety. When you're looking to buy a vehicle, you either get low performance or good gas mileage, or a lot of performance and poor gas mileage. Now, all these features work together, and you have to really consider between what you want is whether it's be horsepower or gas mileage or fuel economy. It's not something that can be taken lightly, since you really want both, but you can never really have both of them at the same time. Many buyers settle for the in-between, which is the 2.0-liter engine with automatic transmission, and it gets about 28 miles a gallon on average. It's pretty solid. Now, what's the third most important thing? Reliability. Now, since there's a lot of difference between the reliabilities of the different years, we're going to stick with just the 2018. The 2018 Ford Focus, according to U.S. News and World Reports, states that it got a 4 out of 5 on the J.D. Power rating. That's awesome. That's above average. The average is about 3.5 out of 5. It also got a 9.5 out of 10 on safety ratings. But however, in order to make an educated decision, you have to understand that there were 2 recalls on it. According to Cars.com, the NHTSA recalls were one for the 1-liter engine on the leakage from the transmission, which was caused by slippage in the clutch. And this can be repaired if you just take it to Ford put out a notice about this. It's a recall, so you can take it to their dealerships and they will repair that for free. There's also the pressure relief valve in the fuel system that was causing issues where the motor would stall because it would create a vacuum inside. Now, this can also be fixed by taking it to a Ford dealership. It just may cost a little bit of money. But as an educated buyer, you can go and look up the VIN number for this vehicle, and you can decide whether you want to work this into your price, or you want to go look at a different one. But overall, these problems can be overcome, and they're very small compared to a lot of the competition's issues. And you get a lot for your money out of this vehicle. So in conclusion, in all cases of vehicle purchasing, you got to realize that there are so many different options for specifically the compact car. So even though there are a lot more options and there are a lot more perks about buying a Ford Focus that I couldn't go into because of my time limit, I want you to understand that I have researched this vehicle, and that you as the buyer should go research this vehicle, and I believe because it's such an awesome vehicle that you will come up with the same conclusion that I did. So in conclusion, though this vehicle may not fit all of my listeners' needs, we must realize that as a potential economic car and compact car buyer, you are going to get an awesome, solid Ford product when you purchase a Ford Focus. This vehicle is excellent and has excellent ratings, and I definitely would recommend it.